and distrust and stress. So today we're going to fill this Sunday with beauty and love and all the real things in this reality. So I'm so excited to share this with you today.
Same. Let's see. Good. All right. We just want to make sure it was all working, and it is. Um, Everything we've said, they're here. We're watching.
Oh,
It is, you know,
all the
I
real things.
oops, I'm gonna mute that. I was thinking last night about this morning, and I was thinking about feelings and fear and the now moment and freedom. And I realized that if we can for a moment find the space, the pause, the breath gap to just observe everything we feel without fear, we are free. I think we're everyone becomes so afraid of the feelings versus observing the feelings, feeling the feelings. What does it feel like to be afraid? What does it feel like to be in survival? And understand that I'm choosing to feel it so I can free myself from it, as opposed to always running from or towards some experience. It's this now moment of, I wrote this morning, we're free when we want to be. It's an incredible time to think about truth, beauty, and goodness, and surviving versus thriving. And all it comes down to is feeling the truth of this now moment and then deciding, am I done? What else can I explore? It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yes, it is. And I feel like in each and every one of us, that is where this frequency is created. And since we are the co-creators of this reality, then what frequency I am creating within myself becomes a building block in this reality. And of course, there are a lot of people out there feeling the fear, allowing the fear to be the frequency that they're sending out in this world. But if no one starts to focus on something else, something that when you are in survival mode feels like a very trivial thing, like beauty, honesty, love, gentleness, vulnerability, those are the things that are lacking, which means that we should be bringing them to this reality in order to create some kind of balance right now. And each and every one of us, we have the responsibility to bring this into the reality. I had this moment this morning while I was looking out into the garden outside of my home, and I was thinking, this reality is just like a garden. And each and every one of us, we bring seeds into this garden. If we look at reality as a garden, and each and every one of us, we bring seeds into this garden. So there is a responsibility every morning when we wake up, a responsibility to look, what kind of seeds am I bringing into this reality? Because we are co-creating this garden, and every single seed will become a plant. Am I bringing poison ivy, or am I bringing orchids? Am I bringing beautiful flowers, palm trees? What am I bringing into this reality? And it's always in the now moment, and it is always within each and every one of us. If we are not focused on the beauty, the truth, and the goodness in this reality, well, then we will live in a horrible jungle where we will not know who we are. And I feel like when we have been rushed into fearful thinking globally right now. So what is needed in this reality is the focus on its opposite, meaning beauty, love, calmness. That is what we need to focus our mind on in order to balance it, because we are totally out of balance right now in our reality. And of course, you might feel like you feel guilty if you are not afraid as everyone else, or if you're not as stressed out as everyone else. But again, guilt is poison ivy. So relax, find your find your calmness and bring that into the world. Because when you do that, and I do that, and everyone else listening here does that, we're already creating a small oasis in this jungle that we have created together. So I think it's really important to understand why this is not a joke, to think that we need beauty and love and truth and calmness in this world. It is vital. It's a survival thing, literally. If we do not focus on this, then as humanity, we will have a problem of surviving here.
Yeah. When you're sharing that, I heard the words death, burial, and resurrection within. And I'm thinking the whole system, religion, government, politics, media, education, health care, all the things are without us, are without. And it pulls us out of our center. It pulls us out of us being the gardener and the planter and the farmer, the facilitator of the now moment. All these systems are without. But the minute we say, okay, I see you, I play with you. Now, what in the outside world have I allowed to feel in my inside world? Now I will feel it, the death. I will face it, the burial, and I will release it, the resurrection. And in any moment, every individual can be free, be the poison ivy planter and play and rub that all over our body, or aloe vera plant or whatever plant. I mean, it's all in our choosing. It's all within us. And we forget that.
Yes, we do. And especially when we wake up in the morning, I feel like I literally have to align myself in the morning before I go into this world, because when I sleep, I feel like I'm out of this reality. I'm not a part of it, even though of course I am. My body is here and I'm sleeping and I am a part of this reality, but the conscious part of this reality. And when I open my eyes, I have to be very cautious. I have to be very present. What goes on in my mind? Because this sets the mode for the entire day. It also strips me of all the power that I have if I am not present in the morning when I wake up. Because this is my chance to set my frequency, to start the day with the right frequency. And again, this is not just something we do because we think it doesn't work, but I'll do it anyway. I'm saying literally set the frequency in the morning, because if you do not do that, then your mind is racing and you're in this co-created reality without being aware of your own frequency when you're in it. It's like jumping into a pool. You're in the water and you're not even aware of that you're swimming in the water, because you don't know that you jumped into it.
Right.
Standing there and thinking, okay, let's see what goes on in my mind right now. What is real and what isn't real? And then before you put your feet on the floor, you have set your frequency and you are in the right frequency. That doesn't mean that you will be happy, everything will be joyous and there's love everywhere. But you are aware of your own frequency. And that is the goal of doing this. Because if we don't do this, then we just jump into it and this wheel continues with fear and stress and survival. It takes your energy away. When we start creating new things, when we start focusing on the beauty, and the beauty is literally everywhere. You can see it anywhere. It's just a question of focusing on it. There is literally beauty everywhere. So it's your choice. It is your awareness and your presence that is needed in order for beauty to become real in this reality.
That's right.
So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Lucas.
This reality is fluid.
Yes.
It's not it's not hard. It's not a structure of
Mm.
unchangeableness. Everything's changing. We know this. We're told this. And the movie The Matrix,
Mhm.
when Neo goes and meets the architect,
Mm.
that's the moment Neo realized, wait a minute, you're creating this reality. But once I'm aware that there is someone creating the reality that I am unaware of, then I become equal to that
Mhm.
creator. And I now no longer play in the reality that they default set for me. I
Mhm.
now can create whatever reality I want. In the movie, he flies because that's what he chooses to do. He jumps, he moves, he can do whatever he wants. He could only do that after he met, oh, there's an architect of the reality that I've come from, but I'm equal to him. I'm equal
Mm.
to her. I'm equal to the system. In fact, I'm greater than, because this system is built to keep everyone in slavery, fear, compliance, play small, all about safety. And the ones who awaken say, I no longer need safety because I am creating everything around me. And when we realize that, this is very important for people to understand, those who make the rules in the matrix would never do what the people in the matrix would do, meaning they would never obey. If someone in the matrix said, these are the rules, they would never listen to them,
Mm.
ever. But the matrix believes that it's a virtue to submit, follow through, obey, comply,
Mhm.
bow before the creator of the matrix. And the
Mm.
matrix creator would never bow to the person bowing. And
Mm.
when we understand that we are sovereign beings creating whatever we want, if we want it to be a fear-based reality, poison ivy everywhere, danger at every turn, death at every moment,
Mm.
wow, we can choose that. Or we can choose
Mm.
it to be beautiful and amazing. And there's a beautiful quote from Abraham Lincoln, or it's attributed to
Mm.
him. He said, instead of cursing that the rose bushes have thorns, rather rejoice that the thorn bushes have roses. And it's
Mhm.
all a matter of perception.
Absolutely, without a doubt, because what you are talking about, you talk about the architect and matrix. The reality here is that we build our world with our belief systems, and you
Mm,
can see
yes.
how strong the belief systems, or how they are the building parts of this world. When you
Mm,
think of, let's say, 2019, before the coronavirus and all that that has happened, we you can feel the difference in people's minds and the way they see reality now, 2 years later or 1.5 year later. It's physical. You can literally sense it, which means that this is a belief system. We have created a reality where we think that we need to be saved all the time. We are
yeah.
all in fear all the time.
Right.
There is something dangerous that is invisible, and we are in fear all the time.
Mm,
That is a belief system, and that will, our reality mirrors this, which means that we will not go outside, we will feel unsafe, we will sit
mhm,
inside. There are so many things that will hold us back
mm,
from living our lives fully, because there is a belief system that is in position right now, and that is a strong reality creator.
right.
And we are all putting our own beliefs into this. Create It becomes stronger and stronger because we're all putting more and more bricks into this. What
Mm,
I want us to do is to stop and start looking at lighter bricks like beauty and love and other things, so that our own reality in our own homes might become a little bit lighter.
yes.
Because if we are focused on fear within our own homes, then it's a very dense reality, and it takes energy away from us instead of giving us energy. Every time you create something, or every time you focus on something that is beautiful, you can feel the lightness
Mm,
within you.
yes. Yes. Yes.
In that now moment, you can feel the lightness within you.
Right.
That is what we need more of in this reality:
Mm,
compassion, love, joy, and beauty. Because this is this is, humanity cannot survive unless we start focusing on these things.
Right. Right.
We fear ourselves to death.
Yes. Yes.
And it's really, I feel like if we don't stop, as I said, in the morning and start thinking, okay, so what do I want to explore today? Even if it is just looking at a flower or listening to the sound of rain outside of your window, 30 seconds, that might save your life because you have shifted the frequency in your body. Because the frequency in your body affects every single cell that you have. And our body does not function perfectly if we are in constant fear. It doesn't.
Right.
It will help you if you have a bear standing in the door, you will survive. But if you live like you had a bear standing in your door for months,
Right.
then
Right.
you are in the wrong frequency and your body will not be able to handle it. You have to focus on small things like beauty, vulnerability, love, because that will balance the frequency within your body and your cells will start working again the way they're supposed to work. This is why I feel like this is about survival, even though I want to call it thriving when we start looking at these things. But it is about survival when we consider that we've been in this fear since 2020 March.
Yeah.
So we really need to focus on the lighter frequencies within us. And each and every one of us can do that in our own homes.
Yeah.
Start to do that in our own homes. And the effect is felt outside of our homes too.
We the energy is felt without our home. People feel the energy. It's if I could bless everyone with a moment of clarity, I would bless them with this, that they detach from this current of time. Time is not real if we don't want it to be. It is if we want to be. It's whatever we choose. This whole reality is all about our choosing. And if we can pause in this space, I mean, really that pause, where what is now? When is now? It's whatever I want it to be and when I want it to be. And then from that perspective, I can look at a blade of grass and find the universe and the beauty in it. I can look at a pine cone. I can look at rock and just be blown away if I pause and I don't get swept in this current of time. Time, it's the sand, what is it? The hourglass of the sand dripping. It's funny, we feel like, oh, time's running out. We're the ones that flip the we can keep that thing going forever. We're not stuck in that fear-based feeling of I'm going to die, I'm running out of time, they're going to get me, I have to, whatever it is, it's always based in time. And it always carries us away from the now moment. But like you're saying, the energy felt without, if just to explore whatever, looking at our piece of clothing and be like, this is so fat. I mean, we really are free. And this is what Viktor Frankl talks about. This is what people who have been faced with true prison, true a reality that is not what we would consider free in any way, shape, or form, still found the truth in that moment.
Yes, because every now moment has an equal amount of the negative and the positive. And when you are in fear, you will choose to see the negative stuff because you want to protect yourself. So it will be, per definition, you will look at what scares you. But if you are in some kind of balance within you, you will see that there is a choice. And you can choose sometimes to look at the stuff that isn't pleasant. You can choose to look at the stuff that is fearful, but you will still know that you're the stillness, choosing to look at it. You are not that fear. You are not that unpleasant feeling. You're just exploring it. And
Right.
then you can go back and stand in the stillness. You don't even need to choose the positive stuff. You can just stand in the stillness, and you will be healed
Yeah.
in that stillness.
Yeah.
If you choose to explore the beauty of a sunset, if you're not running because you need to
Yeah.
get home because you're
Right.
afraid, and you stop and you look at the sunset, you might even not just get healed, but you might feel the love and joy and everything that is in it, and come home filled with energy, overflowing with energy, because you took the time,
Yeah.
which we quotation marks around
Right.
time because we don't
Right.
know what that is, but you took the time, or you gave yourself the space to stop and look at it, because you're not in a fearful frequency, which will not allow you to see it. You won't be even aware of that there is a sunset when you are in the wrong frequency. This is what
Right.
fear does to us. It does. If, let's say that you are balanced and everything is nice and cool, then your frequency opens you up so you can see around you, and you can see
Mm,
more things, literally see more things in your reality.
right.
When you go into fear mode, you close down because your frequency allows you to see this much, and you
Mm,
cannot see the sunset here and the beautiful rainbow here. You're just focused on the fear. It doesn't allow you to live your life fully. It takes time away from you.
so
It literally takes time away from you. So just breathing in the now moment to release some of the fear, you open up your field so that
mm,
you can see more things. Otherwise, it becomes literally invisible to you. And this
mm,
is why we need to focus on the beauty
right.
and the truth and being good, because that is a frequency that is healing.
Right.
The fastest way to get in touch with the beauty is to walk outside and look at not man-made things.
Right. Right.
That's the fastest way, and you will find the beauty everywhere, because it goes under this law of the Fibonacci spiral, the golden rule.
Yes.
Everything in nature is made with that frequency as a base. So
Mm,
when you look at things, it tunes you into that frequency, because it's literally, you're looking at divinity, and it awakens the divinity
that's
within
good.
you.
Yes. Yes.
But if you're sitting in your home and you are just looking at social media, news, whatever it is, that is man-made stuff, and it will bring you into a frequency, but it's not your natural frequency. It is not your divine frequency. It is someone else's belief system that is sending out a specific frequency, and you tap into that frequency.
Mm,
So becoming the master of your own reality is to say, today I will focus on this flower. Today I will focus on, when I'm walking home, I will focus on the clouds. I will focus on the smiling faces.
right.
If I can see, if there are no smiling faces, then you make a smiling face and smile back at them.
Right.
Smiling is a frequency which will trick your mind into thinking that you're happy. So
Right.
everything is about the frequencies, and there is a choice. There
Yeah.
is always a choice in every single now moment. There is a choice.
Mm. It's so good. It's so beautiful. I when I was a TV reporter and working in the newsroom, was around and I created a reality for people to see
Mhm.
every single night, Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock when I was in Texas, at 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock when I was in Seattle, at 5 in the morning
Mhm.
when I was in the small market. I created the reality that I wanted people to see.
Mm.
And I knew that if I wrote a word differently, if I changed a word, it would change the reality.
Mm.
And what I want, what I want everyone to wake up to is that someone is creating the reality that you believe is true. Someone. Maybe it's someone behind the camera, someone who wrote the script, someone who wrote the book, someone who dictated the order. but it is silly to believe that those who create the reality live in the reality that they create. They are here to explore the reality that they can create. And when we awaken to, for instance, the politician who is anti-gun but has a swarm of bodyguards with guns, of course, because they're watching a reality they're creating. It's a world that they want us to believe is true and real, when them themselves who create that reality do not live in it. That's what I was saying at the beginning. They would never do what we're doing or what society does ever. I know this because I was on the other side of the camera. I created the reality for the world to see. And when we realize that we are our own writer, we are our own sovereign, we are our own whatever, then there can be two realities going on at the same time, coexisting, because the infinite space and time and universe allows there to be. As soon as we wake up and say, I'm going to create beauty, I'm going to see beauty everywhere, everywhere, because this world is beautiful, because I am love and I am light and I am good and I am beautiful and I am all that I desire, seek, and wish to find in this world. I am. Therefore, I will create that. And from that space, nothing can dim that light. Nothing. Unless we want it to, and then jump into another reality.
It's about knowing who you are and staying in that space.
That's it.
As I said, smiling at people. I do this every day. When I walk outside, I tell myself, today I am going to look like life is beautiful. I love everyone that I meet. And the creation is here for me. And I walk outside and I have that intention. My face is smiling without me thinking about it. And when I look at people, they smile back, literally smile back, because my reality is a reflection of me. Always. It cannot be anything else. So some smile, some don't. But I feel that when I send that frequency out, I affect everything that is in front of me. And I can see it. As I say, some people smile, some don't. Most of them do smile back. Or they just look at me. When I see someone smiling towards me, I feel like, okay, they're in a happy place. This is a beautiful reality that I'm in, because I want as many people as possible to be in a beautiful place, not to lie to themselves, not to do things that they don't want to do, but realize that they have a choice in every now and moment. If you meet another person, smile. It doesn't cost you anything. Smile back. If you can't smile because you're wearing a mask, smile with your eyes. Have the intention to say, I see you, with your eyes. And that is enough for them to be seen by someone else. And that can create another or a different frequency within them. This is how we save the world. You can't save the world by being in anger, being at war with everything, because then you are in the frequency of war, and that is not saving anything. That is actually going deeper into a state where you don't want to be. A smile can help someone else with your eyes. You don't need to smile with your mouth. Smile with your eyes, with the intention of sending them love. I see you, I know you, I feel you, with your eyes. And it's doable. I do it every single day. It gives me joy back to see how when people look back at me, because you talk about someone else creating the reality. Well, the news, media, social media, there is an artificial reality going on. And if we're tapped into that artificial reality, well, it's like talking to a gigantic ego mind.
Yes.
You will get nothing back. It will only take away from you. This is when I sit on Twitter, I do not go into it looking at the news or what is the famous people saying. I don't, because that is a black hole where I do not wish to dwell. What I do on Twitter is, because it is a black hole, I come with light and I stand there and I say, here I am, come, here is some light for you. Because I think that is what is needed, not more arguments, not more discussions, more light.
Right.
more love, more beauty, focusing on beauty.
Yes. And in
Oh,
that, it's so beautiful. And that is beautiful. And I will focus on it. When we're in that space of um, wanting to be saved, we can't save ourselves. There
mhm.
can't be both at the same time, waiting for an external salvation and realizing that it is up to us. We are who we're looking for. We are the ones
Yes.
that we are seeking.
Yes, and as you say, if you want to be saved, then you cannot save anyone else
That's right.
because you are outsourcing your own power.
Yeah.
You're literally giving it away when you say, I need to be saved by someone. No one can save you the way you can save yourself.
Mm.
Because when you save yourself, it's permanent. When
Mm.
someone else
Yes.
saves you, there are conditions on it because you need that person or that thing or whatever it is. Otherwise, you are doomed again. If you save yourself, meaning realizing who you are, that you are not your body, you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings, you're the one using all of these things to explore this reality. You're the stillness from within. This stillness has always the ability to choose in every single now moment. That is where the power is. And that is where you save yourself because you can say, no, not that, this
Yes.
every single time. Every single time you can say no to a certain feeling, you can say yes to another feeling, you can say no to a certain thought, you can say yes to another thought.
Mm.
They will come back, but it's still you who are doing the choosing and just recognizing that power. Because when you want someone else to save you, then you are outsourcing that power. And that makes you believe an illusion. You start believing an illusion of that you do not have what it takes. You had everything when you were born. Why would you not have it now? It's in your DNA.
Mm.
It's this, you were born perfect with everything, like an acorn. If you put it in the ground, it will become an oak tree. It has everything it needs from the start. So do we. We have everything we need within us to understand that we always stand in the now moment, which is eternal,
Right.
and we are the stillness, exploring this physical reality through our body and thoughts and emotions, using it as a tool to explore this physical reality. Not just explore, by the way, create.
Yeah. Create. Yes. That's right. Create. And
That's
that,
where we are. Just knowing this is an enormous power. I'm not saying that you can use it every single time because it's almost inhuman to be present in the now moment always.
right.
It's hard for everyone, but just knowing that it is there, that you can, if you are aware, if you remember it, you can use it anytime,
Yes.
anytime.
This this is deep medicine that we're talking right now.
Yes. Yeah.
This
Yes.
is it. This is it. This is what
Mhm.
there, what else is there except knowing this, and then from this being and exploring and creating and loving and being intentional, like you're saying, smile with the eyes. That's all intention, sending,
Mhm.
washing everyone away with so much love from within. And it
Mhm.
just,
Yes, yes. Sending it out. It's not always what you say, it's not always what you do. It's just if the intention is pure, then it is felt because it's an energy. And
mm,
we are energetic beings. Everything in this reality is made of energy. So if I have a certain frequency within me, you will feel it. If
mm.
I would not be present in our conversation now, you would know it. You would say, oh my God, Gordana is not present
Right,
because you know it. You wouldn't say it,
right,
but you would feel it. You would
right,
know it.
right,
It's the same thing. If I do not send out love, if I am sending out a frequency of fear, then everyone else will feel that fear and send something back because they're mirroring it back to you unconsciously. It's
right.
not about doing it consciously, it's about doing it unconsciously. So, knowing that there is a space or there is a place in time and space,
Mm-hmm.
always where there is stillness. That is where the real you and the real me resides. And
Mm.
we can always get back to that place anytime, anytime, anywhere. Just breathing in, a breath will take you back to that space. An intention, smiling with your eyes, takes you back to that place.
Hmm.
These things are subtle things. It's not like check, 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 done that, know who I am, now I can enjoy my life. It's not about that. It's about being very, very present in the now moment, in each now moment, practicing it. In the beginning, it might feel awkward because you have to think about it all the time. It's very hard when fear grabs you and pulls you away.
Right.
But you have to be the one pulling back and saying, no, I will not. I want this instead. And then you breathe in and out until you find the stillness. And then you can see clearly some things you need to be afraid of.
Right.
That's okay.
Right.
But most of the things you actually do not need to be afraid of in the now moment.
Hmm.
So just becoming aware of that. Sorry, Lucas.
Oh, that's beautiful. It
Mm,
is all over. I mean, we have people right here from all over the world watching. Jane in New Hampshire, Anne from
mm,
France, Jolen's, I think, is in Sweden, maybe, or she's somewhere in Europe, and I'm here in Seattle, you're in Sweden. We're all over the world, and yet what we're talking about is universal truth. And
yes.
it doesn't matter where we're from, what language we grew up in, what this truth that we are speaking right now is for us all. And when we can feel into this truth, we can be free. And
Mm,
that's where it becomes fun. This reality becomes so fun and so beautiful. I mean, I was talking to Lauren last night, and she was saying we had really beautiful time. Our kids were away, and we were talking about just all sorts of stuff. And she said, I didn't feel for so long. And I was afraid that if I felt all my feelings, it would feel overwhelming. Almost, it would take me down.
mm,
I would drown in those. And it's like, of course, because you are here to create that. You're the hero of your own story. Of course, you've allowed yourself to feel the sense of dread and overwhelmingness to say, I am
mm,
here. Now, when I can remember that because I'm here, I was greater than anything I feared.
mm,
And I can understand that I am the most powerful creator of my
mm,
reality. But if I'm in this current of fear and flow, and it's always carrying me, and I'm always running,
mm,
we forget it,
mm.
and it doesn't become fun. It becomes exhausting and surviving and what's next and always bracing, as opposed to
Mm, mm.
dancing with this energy and playing with it and realizing that the worst of everything I've ever gone through, I am still here. Therefore, it
Yes.
was not more powerful than I
Mm, mm,
chose to experience it, to remind myself that I am more powerful than it.
mm. Absolutely, because being powerless is an illusion, and this
Yeah.
illusion is created by the ego
Mm,
every single time. Every time you recognize your power to choose, you are aligned with your soul and your higher self. It's
mm,
like, when you breathe in and you go, oh, there I am. Okay,
yeah.
now. I sometimes I have to tell myself I am here now, to remind myself that who is present, not my ego, that I am present. My ego is a tool which I use here.
Yeah.
Sometimes the ego will trick me and it will use fear as its tool to trick me into thinking that I am powerless.
Mm,
If you think that you're powerless, be sure that it is your ego speaking to you. It is not your soul telling you
that's
this.
so
Your
good.
soul
That's so
knows that
good.
you are never powerless. There is always power within you when you're tapped into your soul. In the worst of moments, there is always power to be found within you.
Yeah.
I
Mm,
remember that I felt powerless when my mother in law passed away. The
Mm.
day when we got to know that she had passed away. And I was present in the same town where she was at that time. And it was devastating. I felt powerless. I felt like I cannot have her back. This is horrible. I am powerless, totally powerless. And then there was this beautiful sunset going on, and I was standing there watching it with my husband. And I realized that I could see her in that
Mm.
sunset. I had to surrender to the powerlessness and to understand that she is no longer in a physical being. She is the sunset.
Yes. Yes.
And that's when I realized she is everywhere now. That
Mm.
this is powerful because I can communicate with her anywhere. I can have her with me everywhere. That is power. To go from this powerlessness, I need her physical body here,
Right.
to, oh my God, she is the sunset. She is this beautiful chanting behind me, because we were standing near a church and there was a choir singing, and it was like chanting. It was divine. And I was present, and I thought, this is what she gives me. That's power, to understand that you are never powerless. You need to stand in it. As you say, go through it, allow all the feelings to be there. If you pull back and hold on, then you're not walking through it. As they say, if you are in hell, keep walking,
Yeah, that's right.
because you don't want
Right.
to stand there. Yeah.
That's right. That's really
So
beautiful.
yes, allowing it to be what it is, allow all the feelings to be there, and then see the power. Because as I say, you are the one that you have been waiting for.
Mm.
You are the one. There is no one from the outside that can change your frequency from within.
Right.
No one from the outside that can give you the wisdom.
That's
They
right.
can inspire you, but you're the only one that can allow it to be there on the inside and affect your actions and your thoughts.
Mm.
That's where the power is always. It's not easy always, but that's the truth. You have to stay in it. As I say, we allow the ego to project us into the future, and
Right.
that will almost always give us an anxiety. We allow the ego to pull something back from the past and torment us in the now moment,
Right.
guilt or whatever it is, to create an atmosphere of fear and separation. But
Mm.
as soon as you feel this, know that it is your ego playing tricks with you, and that there is always a possibility to pull back, breathe in, and say, here I am. And then you can look what ego brought you. It's like a cat bringing in horrible stuff from the outside. You can say, no, I don't want that dead mouse. I don't want that pigeon. Take
Right.
it out again.
Yes.
That's the way, this is how ego works. You can pet your ego and say, cool down, it's okay, sit still, I'll give you food soon, but now I want to rest. And you stay in your sacred space. The ego doesn't want to hurt you. This is what the ego is supposed to do. But if you are not present, if you are not in your home, then it will bring in whatever, and it will be not so good.
Yeah, that's right. I think so many people, when they're, what you just shared brings freedom. If we embody that,
Mhm.
we're free. But when we
Yes.
don't embody this teaching and don't embody this understanding of now, then the question then becomes, if we got everything that we want in fear, let's just
Mm.
say everything that in fear we got, no more this, no more that, this is, we got everything that our ego thinks someday you won't be afraid. You're still you.
Mm.
You're still aware. You, meaning you could get everything you want in fear and you're still exactly where you were.
Mm.
You didn't change. The system, the pattern, the structure, it's all still the same. So it's not about satiating and alleviating fear and staying in the system. It's about reclaiming our remembrance, our sovereign right to remember.
Yes.
I don't need that which I think will satiate my fear. I am feeling this fear to remember that I don't need to be afraid any longer. I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to, whether your mother-in-law was there in the physical form or
Mm-hmm.
she is there in the sunset, it's all still your understanding and your creation of the beauty that is. When we live like this becomes heaven on earth. When we understand this deep teaching, this becomes
Mm-hmm.
glorious, really free.
Yes, yes, it does, because it puts you in a place where you are able to respond correctly to your
Mm,
own creation.
yeah.
This is why it feels like a responsibility, that you're the one responsible for your own frequency. Most people do not like to hear about them being responsible for their own frequency, because they say, but I can't, I'm triggered.
Yeah.
I know, I know, we're all triggered. And yet, there is this responsibility, because no one can respond within you. Only you can do that. That is why it is your responsibility and not mine.
Mm,
Mine is my own. So
yeah.
I need to stay present. Sometimes we fall asleep, that's okay, but present, to stay present to life's presence. Otherwise, I won't be able to see them. I can't see them if I am not present. If
Right.
I'm looking through the filters that the ego puts on me, I will not be able to see the sunset.
Mm.
I will just see day going into night. That's it. No beauty there in between.
Right. Right.
It's like the woman I was telling you about the other day, coming on a bicycle.
Yeah.
There was there was a beautiful rainbow behind her, and there was a sun that was going very, very, it was a low sun, and she was riding her bike, and she was so angry, saying, I hate the sun, in the phone, talking to her friend. And I was thinking, if you just turn your head, you would see a beautiful rainbow behind you. But she didn't, because she hates the sun. If you are in a frequency of hate, you will not be able to see the
Yeah.
beauty
Yeah.
around you.
Right.
You will even see the ugliness of the sun. Now, I live in Sweden, and we have dark months here. So the
Mm,
sun is so welcome
mm,
here in the northern part of Europe, because during wintertime, we live in darkness. And
yeah.
this was in April. So this was the first sun coming out really strong. And she was going, I hate the sun. I
Mm,
mean, what is the frequency? Take some responsibility for your frequency and
yeah.
say, oh my God, here's the sun. Even if it is a low sun and you can't see anything because it's in your eyes, it's still the sun. Be grateful for what it is. So without the judging, I felt it was a humorous thing, seeing her riding her bike and swearing over the sun when there is a beautiful rainbow behind her. And
Right.
she didn't see the rainbow. I did, but
Mm,
she didn't see the rainbow. So just being aware of what it is that we're projecting in front of us,
mm,
projecting hate, projecting fear, that is what we will see,
mm. That's right.
because it is a reflection of who we are at that moment, not who we truly are, because
Right.
who we truly are will always bring us beauty. You will
Yeah.
always be able to see that sunset and that rainbow. You will go, wow, there's a sun, that there must be a rainbow over there. Look behind you. The curiosity, that's another thing that we lose as soon as we go into survival mode. We lose the ability to be curious. It kind of just disappears within us. We are no longer curious, because if you are exploring something that you don't know and you're in fear mode, well, then it might kill you. So you don't
Mm,
explore.
right.
How will you know what's in the world unless you're curious?
Mm.
Turn around, look at the rainbow.
It's interesting that I talked about this before in some keynote talks I've given, because the 5 questions that make up a story: who, what, when, where, and why.
Mhm.
We're in America, there's a saying that curiosity killed the cat. I don't know if that's a universal saying,
Yeah,
but
probably. Yeah.
it's an akin to teaching that when we're curious, there's danger associated to it. And that very narrative must be rejected or released or removed or seen for what it is and discarded, and saying, Curiosity doesn't kill anything. Curiosity is creation, and it's exploring creation in the now moment, wherever I am, with whatever I have in front of me, with whoever I'm with. It's not dangerous.
Mm.
It's glorious. Curiosity is everything, which is why the child says, why? Why? Why?
Yes, yes.
Why? Why? Or at least my children do. You know?
So did my son. He was asking why to everything,
Yeah.
literally everything. But also, I write about this in my book, and I talk about why would we be here if we knew everything? We
Mm,
are here to explore the funny rush of a surprise.
yes.
How do you get a surprise unless you're curious and want to find it? How can you be curious if you're in constant fear?
Mm,
You can't. You sit there and you are protecting yourself all the time. Protecting yourself from what? How can you explore this
yeah.
reality if you're protecting yourself from what? Meaning that there is a danger that is always present.
Mm,
Well, that is to acknowledge only the negative side of this reality.
mm.
And I think I've said this before, and I have to say it again. Our love for life must be greater than our fear of death, because
Yes.
otherwise, we
100%.
have not lived here. We have
Yes.
not lived here if this isn't the truth. So,
Yes.
becoming more curious, becoming more present, becoming aware of the choice that we have and the responsibility this choice brings, smiling with our eyes, being intentional in seeking beauty, that is what we're supposed to do here in order to feel whole and to feel the joy in this reality. Otherwise, I don't understand what we're doing with the time here, which, by the way, is an illusion.
Yes, it is. Totally,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
If there were no numbers changing, we would at like 8:53,
Hmm.
8:54, 8,
Hmm.
we would just be, and we would look at each other, and we would explore, and we'd have this presence. And
Hmm.
I love that. I think is your love of life must be greater than your fear of death.
Yes.
Because if you die, truly, I was thinking about this last night. If we die, then it doesn't matter anyway. So live. So you
Hmm.
die, then what you were afraid of no longer exists. So
Well,
it doesn't matter.
here's the thing. We're actually here to explore what death is. And I know that people don't like to hear this, but from the
Mhm.
first breath you take, you're here to explore how it feels to die a little bit every day. If we look at it from a higher perspective, spiritual perspective, we're souls
Yes.
incarnating here,
Yes.
meaning that we give ourselves an experience which is it there is a time limit.
Yes.
And it might feel like, okay, so why would you do something like that? Because in this time limit, every feeling is boosted, it is exaggerated so that we will feel the horror and that we will feel the joy, the utter bliss here.
Mm.
Because where we come from, everything is okay, everything is fine, everything is good. That's what this funny rush of a surprise is when you don't know and still you go forward. So we do die a little bit because we all end the same way.
Mhm.
We all know the end. We don't know what's in between. So we know that we're born and we know that we're going to die, but what we do in between, it's so important. It
Mm.
is Earth school. Let's
Yes.
enjoy it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you don't have to be a class clown. You don't have to
Yes.
be a teacher's pet. You can be whatever you want. That is
Yes,
this. We're here to explore. We're here to explore. There's a buddy of mine who
absolutely.
has a podcast called Two Dates and a Dash, and it's all about the two dates: the day you're born, the date you die, and the dash in between. And we get to tell the story of what that dash meant, what it is.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
it's really beautiful.
But I think almost like we're touching upon something that we might do next Sunday if we do a Sunday live
Yes,
then.
yes, yes.
It's about the story that we tell ourselves because it is between the day you were born and the day you're going to die. You tell a story about yourself.
Yes.
You tell it to yourself. Your story, the things you tell about yourself and your own life and your powerlessness or your power becomes your life story and becomes the thing that you came here to explore.
Right.
the beauty of this is, as you say, everything is changeable. You're meant to write the story. And if something doesn't taste good, if something doesn't feel good, by all means, stop eating it, stop feeling it, do something else, because
Right.
it's okay. You can change your story while you're writing it. It's not written in stone.
And it's
You
a
can
great
change it.
story. It's a great
Yeah.
story to explore something that you don't like, to change it. That's the story arc. This is
Yes.
why we experience fear, pain, trauma. It's the story that we chose. We are just forgetting to write the
Hmm.
the arc. We're still stuck in the
Yes.
fear. It's like, no, you have to have this hero's journey to be the hero of your life. So of course you're going to experience pain, trauma, fear, loss, grief, all these
Mm.
scarcity moments. Yes. And when we wake up to say, oh, I'm writing my story, have you written the hero's journey part? Have you said, oh, okay, yeah, I experienced these things. Now I choose differently. And you can
Mm.
be the hero. We are all the protagonist of our story. We
Hmm.
are. You are for you, I am for me. And together we remind ourselves to write these beautiful stories.
Mm.
And it tells one great, glorious story. And I don't know how it gets to be read or heard or experienced, but someday the story of it all will be so magnificent.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is about the story that no one else can hear. Only you can hear in your own head.
Yeah.
But they can see it in your actions and the way you lived your life. If you were fearless, open, vulnerable, seeking beauty, curious, or if you were closed down, fearful, victimized in your own victimhood all the time.
Right.
It is, as you say, what is it that I tell myself about my reality? If I know that there is a choice, if I know that I can change it, then saying no to the voice that tells me that I'm powerless might be a way to change the story that goes on in my head. I've
Hmm.
done that. You've done that.
Yeah.
Because if we would have stayed in the story that our parents wrote for us,
Yeah.
never questioning it, just staying in it, we would never be who we are today. We wouldn't
Right.
be open. We wouldn't be fearless. We wouldn't be sitting here talking to each other. We would probably be sitting in a room afraid to go outside right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It's about the story, and the story is written in every now moment. It's not about going back and rewriting stuff. That can be a way, but I think that the story of our life is written every single day. And every time you have an aha moment, every time you change something within you, the entire story changes because you can see it from a different perspective. And
Mm.
it's really beautiful when you start realizing that you are the writer of the story. You're the gardener of this reality.
So beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Just stay understanding the power that is there in
Yeah.
the now moment.
Mm. Beautiful.
Yes.
We did it.
How
An hour.
quickly an hour
An
goes,
hour.
even if
An
it isn't
hour.
an illusion.
Oh, Anne's such a beautiful soul. She says she is a curious person. She loves to go on adventure, escaping, exploring spaces. Kathy,
Oh,
Jane, who else joined? There's so many beautiful souls. Jolene's,
oh,
Blake's Blake's such
oh,
a beautiful soul.
yes,
Everyone,
he
for
is. Oh,
thank you for watching and tuning in
yes,
and being on this journey with us, because it's so fun. We are all creating together, and it's so
yes,
fun.
it is. It is. I want to say, we see you, we feel you, and we
Yes,
love you. We
yes,
really do. It
yes.
is felt when we sit here and talk. I see you all in my inner eye. I can feel the energy coming
Yeah.
from you all. So this is such a beautiful thing, and I love these Sunday lives.
Mm.
The only problem is that they go so fast.
They do go fast. They do go fast. Well, good thing we have another
Yes,
Sunday to explore
yes,
another hour soon. And I love
yes.
you. Thank you. This has been beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.